Collective, welcome to the channel. Oops. It is August 11th, 2025. And I'm back with another message. Let's check in, Spirit. Message for the collective, please. Message for the collective. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Nice. All right. In the central energy. In the central energy. Judgment. We got judgment here. In the challenge position. The Empress. So there's a research done on the Empress. There's a light being shined on the Empress. There's a light being shined by the Empress. The Empress is researching. She knows the truth. In the subconscious. Four of Pentacles. There could be judgment being called on the foundation of the Empress. Divine Mother. In the recent past, conflict. Somebody wanted to fight with her, this beautiful feminine. Intentions and expectations. Strength. They wanted to gain her strength. They wanted a strong armor. Near future, please. Temperance. The lens is being looked through. Ace of Swords. The truth. These ones were trying to frame her as having venom and malice in her, but she is the actual strong temperance angel that they have been siphoning off of to cast their illusions. In the environment, King of Pentacles. Hopes and fears. Magician. And the outgoing energy. Four of Wands. And moving forward. Freedom and marriage. So you're moving forward into this new connection. bottom of the deck, we got, so the hard work, the teamwork. So you've been working together with the team. The team has a victory here. The team has a victory. Those who were in conflict with you are now in a 5 of Pentacles, and there's death. They've lost everything. For trying to fight with the Lovers. For betraying, committing fraud against the Lovers and loving unions. For casting illusions and 2 of Cups unions in the past. We've got a passionate new beginning here, as these ones are getting disconnected due to your perseverance through the illusion. And now they have to accept this personal setback and painful ending. It is what it is. You've got your boundaries up to this devil now. And again, you're in a Page of Wands energy. You are free. You're free of that to enter a new love. And you're going to have enough wealth to share with others. So Judgment is here. Entering a new phase and a wish come true. The Empress is researching, or has researched. We got the Hermit here, so there's a light being shined. The Empress is what? She's connected to that inner guidance. There's something about her voice. The narcissistic misogynists were complaining about her voice. We've got the 3 of Wands. There could be some kind of expansion in consciousness regarding the Divine Feminine. Yeah, because someone was bringing conflict to her foundation, to her foundation. They were bringing conflict to her foundation, trying to steal the wealth of her. 5 of Wands, and it's 5 of Wands in the near past, or recent past as well. You got a victory over it. Public recognition. You're strong. They didn't believe that you were strong, Divine Mother figure. They didn't believe in your strength. 9 of Pentacles. You're a 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, Strength, Empress, Temperance Angel. And they wanted to fight with you rather than love you. Worthless. The Temperance Angel is bringing a tower to them. Their balance. Your balance is bringing a tower to them. They're in chaos. They're being released. Earth angels are releasing those who tried to destroy them to claim their merchandise, which is their life, their energy, their love, their happiness. The truth is out here with the Ace of Swords. Folks are getting cut out, man. You know, the Ace of Swords regarding a Knight of Pentacles. Regarding the routine. You know the truth about the routine. King of Pentacles is in the environment. Regarding a 10 of Cups. Divine love. Discipline. Total love and support. Magician. Queen of Cups reversed. What in the hell? King of Pentacles is looking for a blissful relationship with the hope that he can magically reverse her, flip her into South Node. We're going to need more clarity. We've got the Four of Wands and a moving forward. Nostalgia. Nine of Wands. Hierophant. Your faith has been tested. The Hierophant is here. There's truth about this authority and the perseverance. Your perseverance brings a death, an ending to this cycle, and the wheel turns on behalf of the Four of Wands. Justice is being delivered here because of your diligent work and effort, Empress. You've got your freedom here. And you've got your boundaries up. People are at a crossroads because of the truth that you have exposed regarding what has been happening to you, and they're afraid of this abundant truth. Queen of Swords. So there's an abundance of truth that's being revealed right now, and this King of Wands is bringing about a nightmare to the enemies of this Empress. They're screwed. They're screwed, and there's a celebration going on here because those who have been betraying the Earth Angel they're leaving. They're leaving these Two of Cups unions because they're in a painful ending. There's like a magician. They could be because of the magician, because of they've been using forbidden magic to sacrifice people. Yeah, they're in regret here. The Emperor is dealing them a serving, a dish of their own liking. That which they have been feeding everyone they get to eat. They're upset about it. So judgment is being called here. You're entering a new phase. A life of luxury. Nine of Cups. People are worried here. They're worried. They're worried over your wish come true, Empress. There's been research done. It's expanding in concept. This morning, I heard that somebody was being accused of driving an American citizen. This Empress could be an American citizen, and there's been research done here with the Hermit card, and it's an overseas thing. So there's somebody in another country that has been driving this Divine Feminine with their forbidden magic and their use of horrible technology, cyberware kind of crap. and other stuff. They had no empathy. They had no care for the life giver. And now they're not getting any. They wanted to control her foundation, and they were bringing conflict to it. They wanted to bring conflict to her foundation. They drove people into violence. They drove people into insanity. They drove people into addictions. They drove people into gluttony, into all the sins. I don't know if they did that to this particular Empress, but there's a change here. There's a change. They wanted to control her foundation. They were fighting her for it. They wanted a change. They're worried about it. They have lost empathy. Nobody cares about those who do not care about the mother. They were fighting with her, and there's a victory. There's public recognition of her balance. The fact that she brings a state of perfect harmony into her world, and they turned her world into a battlefield. It's publicly recognized now because she is strong, and she's a 9 of Pentacles, working very, very hard. She's coming into the fruits of her labor. She has withstood the attempt to destroy her. These masculines wanted to destroy the Divine Mother. Why? Because they wanted her foundation. They wanted her house. Why don't they just go build their own damn house? Are they incapable? They don't have the ability to go build their own house. They got to take it away from a woman. They have to surrender their need to control. Her life of luxury doesn't belong to them. Her temperance energy is bringing them a tower. She's temperance energy. She focuses on the lighter side of life. She does not get swallowed up by their viciousness. She knows the truth regarding this routine, this hard work of these nights that they've been doing for money. They're in doubt. They're having doubt. The truth is out. We got a King of Pentacles here regarding a 10 of Cups. Unsuccessful. He's going for a 10 of Cups union, and he's unsuccessful. There's no love in him. He's a magician who's been flipping the Queen of Cups for profit. He's under judgment. Four of Wands here. You're free from this. You're moving forward. There could be a moving forward. We got nostalgia. I've heard the Dark Ages. Could be this King of Pentacles who is siphoning wealth out of 10 of Cups unions. They're not successful this time. They're a magician who's been flipping Divine Feminine. They've been flipping and copycatting Divine Feminine, siphoning the wealth out of her house. They're under judgment, and they could be going back to the Dark Ages to actually, I don't know. They didn't earn anything. Everything that they've been enjoying has been stolen by bringing adversity to the love of Divine Feminine. Bringing adversity to relationships that were supposed to be serving the higher good with the abundance that they are with these manifestations. And what they would do is they would flip them into South Node, then they would copycat them with somebody who did not have what it took to build what they were supposed to be building with this abundance. You're free of this. You're free of the blame of what they've been doing with your purpose. Their pride is hurt. You're not dealing with the prideful people anymore of the past. You're moving forward. They're being released. So those negative energies are being released due to the truth being out here. Although the world was lying on you, you were telling the truth to yourself and to God and to whoever wanted to hear. The negative energies are being released here. You deserve peace. You've been putting up with this for far too long. These ones are afraid. There could be friends, whoever these friends are, that were working against you, this friends group, this network or whatever, they're in fear now because death is upon them. It's what they wished for, love. It's what they wished for, love. They killed love and you no longer have. It's like, look at this. They've lost your care. You don't care about them anymore. They tried to unalive you. They've been torturing you for centuries. And it's like, you know what? Nobody cares about you anymore, man. And they're in regret because they have failed. They can't rely on the forgiveness of this divine feminine anymore. They can't say, oh, I'm so sorry, mama, and then turn around and stiff her some more, you know? God ain't going to have it. He said you will never give it back. Never will you ever give back the foundation here, your home. You will never allow space in your home for these ones. They'll never ever have an opportunity to dwell under your care. They're done. They don't deserve you. And they certainly don't deserve this wealth. They didn't earn it. God's going to take it all away from them because they didn't earn it. They got it. They stole it by brutalizing the ones who did earn it. God's not happy. These ones are very much low-level beings. Very much low-level beings. Judgment is called here. You're getting there's a new phase. You're getting a wish come true, Empress, and these ones are worried. They're worried because they're at risk now. They have to go try to survive without your empathy. The Empress is here. There's research being done, and then there's preparations. It's an overseas thing. It could be widespread. It's like the Empresses throughout the world, perhaps, have lost empathy for these ones who've been siphoning the wealth out of her spiritual bank account while hurting her. We got sweet dreams. Yeah, she's back to sweet dreams, man. She doesn't care about them anymore, and she feels real good about it. She's satisfied. She's like, I'm comfortable now because you're no longer sticking me with freaking swords. And all that sex magic they're doing is going back on them. If they're using their pleasure to cause the divine feminine pain, they are going to receive pain. That was the vision I got last night. It's no longer going to work. They cannot violate the divine feminine from a distance using sexual magic. They're going to suffer for it. They wanted control of her foundation, and so they brought fright to her. And now there's a change here. There's a change due to the history, the memory of what they've been doing. It's very clear what their desire and intention for this divine feminine was. It was not good. So in this conflict, divine feminine has a victory for bringing a state of perfect harmony into her world. These ones took that harmonious, balanced, temperance energy foundation of this divine feminine, and then they destroyed it. They turned it into a battlefield, these masculines. They're stressed out hard because you have perfect harmony. And it's seen. It's publicly recognized. It's very obvious. You're very strong. You're very courageous. You move forward with purpose. You know who you are. You know that God walks with you. You're coming into the fruits of your labor, a life of luxury, and these ones have to surrender their need to control it. You're a temperance angel. You bring perfect balance and harmony to your world, and these ones turned it into a battlefield. They need to surrender their need to control it. They're overwhelmed and overloaded. They do not get to take any part of the fruits of your labor. This is your labor. This is your foundation. This is your work. This is your temperance energy. This is your effort to bring a perfect sense of harmony and balance to your world. And these ones have done nothing but bring you tower after tower after freaking tower. And you remained light-hearted and in temperance energy. So they're in a tower now. While all those towers were hitting you, you remained perfectly harmonious, and now they're in a tower. It all backfired on them. And they're protesting. They're so mad at your ability to transmute their disturbance. You know the truth here with the Ace of Swords regarding the hard work of Knight of Pentacles. They are in doubt. They are in doubt. Your alliances are here. Trustworthy, honest, and true. Your alliances are causing them doubt. King of Pentacles is going for a Ten of Cups union, and he's unsuccessful. There's no love in him. Death. He was unsuccessful in bringing about a death, or he will be unsuccessful. There's no death for you, Queen of Cups. This magician was trying to flip a Queen of Cups, and they're under judgment. He got his wealth by getting married or gaining a relationship and then flipping and copycatting the Queen of Cups for gain. They're under judgment for doing this for money, for gain, for whatever wealth she brought to the table. They stole it from her. They came in and said, "Oh, I love you. I absolutely love you. Schwang, 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 flip." And then copycat and say, "Ooh, yes, look what I got from the Temperance Angel. I stole their merchandise." And these ones, that's how they get to be kings of freaking pentacles, with their little copycat hoe bags, running around doing sex magic on everybody. Despicable. Four of Wands, freedom to marry. You're moving forward here. Those people, there's no pride here. So that maybe those of the past, their pride has been hurt. Or maybe you get to move forward because history shows that you aren't a prideful person. That was all a fantasy. What they were trying to pin on you, it was a fantasy. That wasn't you at all. It could be that those in the past have their pride hurt. Maybe their pride has been crushed. That it was all a fantasy. You're moving forward. They tried to stop you from entering into this divine love, and they failed. You're at peace. You're at peace. You're in the temperance energy. And these ones are lost. They've lost everything because you persevered through their challenges and you reached your goals. You triumphed over all of these masculines and their little copycat hoe bags trying to hurt you with their magic, their forbidden magic. You're entering into the fate of your family. You're getting your divine family, whether they like it or not. Because they were doing magic over your promise. You were promised this. They wanted to dominate it. And it's like every time that they did make a promise to you, they dominated you and did magic on you. To flip you. To flip the freaking sweetheart. And now they have to withdraw. They're getting rejected by the sweetheart. And now they want to apologize Because the sweetheart reached their goals. They're actually an ascendant. And this is what they're so upset about. You're an ascendant. You're not, you didn't descend. You did not fall. You reached your goal. You are at the pinnacle of that mountain. And now they're talking about KID napping people and going in and replacing them with a copycat so that they can flip the script. And, you know, they're in big trouble. They should watch out because bad stuff is happening to them right now for even coming for you. This is ridiculous. All the disturbances, they worked so damn hard to bring mental and physical disturbances to people, blind people, non-magical people, people who didn't know that this stuff even went on. They thought it was like, you know, science fiction. They read, you know, books about magical kingdoms and all of this and thought it was just lore, you know, mythologically. It was dreamed up. Well, no, man, this is a reality. And now they did this to the gift. They did this to the gift. They wanted your story. And it's a religious thing. So it's religious. It has something to do with religion. Justice is going to be applied. So maybe you prayed for justice and it's happening. These third wheel enemies they're sick about it. Yeah, they're in danger too. Because there's evidence over everything they did against eternal love. The concept. You are okay through all of those curses. You're stable through all of the curses that they have been throwing at you. And there's good news. You have lived and you have learned about all of the traps that they have set for businesses, for land, for marriages. These mask wearers getting ready to rob somebody, to copycat them, to eliminate them and then step in. I'm the ascended one. I've done all the work. I've just survived 20 plus years of mental rape and I've earned my ascension. And it's like, come on, man. These are a network of people, a network of friends who've been bringing conflict to those who actually have earned what they've received. There's a schedule here. There's mercy being shown to those who are good moral beings, who are loving themselves into health. They create beauty wherever they go. These ones want to compromise. They want you to care for them. These are prideful, egotistical people who bullied you and your vow with each other, your vow with spirit, and they did it because they wanted your money. Now they're homeless and they're in a freaking nightmare, these indulgent people. You're coming into a sweet love, a sweet love. These jackwagons are getting what they deserve, and it has nothing to do with you or what you have earned by managing the impossible life path that these brutalizing hoe bags, flippers and red rummers of innocent people. They've been smiling in your face, using proper words of love, and then they flip and copycat. It's foul. It's extremely foul. It's the most incredibly foul thing ever, that a masculine would come up speaking proper words, smiling so sweetly. I love you, honey. Big hug. So excited about the payout he's going to get. And here you think he's actually loving you. You think he's actually loving you. Judgment is being called. You got a wish come true here. These ones they're at risk and they're worried. They're worried. You're getting your life of luxury. They couldn't take it from you this time. With their illusions, their forbidden magic. They're in trouble. You're leaving. There's travel. They could be leaving. They're getting evicted. They're worried. They're going to have to go survive now. A whole bunch of natural disasters. They got to leave. They're traveling. They got to leave because of their dishonesty. The Empress is here, and there's truth. The truth is seen regarding the Empress. There's expansion. There's an expansion. There's preparations being made for sweet dreams. You're going to have a comfortable life, and you don't have to care about these ones. So these ones are like, they're like, oh no, they're challenged because they've lost the empathy of the Divine Mother. And Spirit Divine said that you're going to get rest and relaxation as compensation for this war game that has been forced upon you. As a sweet, loving, divine, nurturing mother figure in the world who is here to nurture and grow beautiful things, but they turned you into a warrior, and maybe not like seeking vengeance and all of that, but you had to really fight for your soul. And so these people who are telling you, you should start thinking about your soul, they don't even have a clue what's been going on, and they're just speaking right out their rear end, you know, you should worry about this, you should worry about that. And it's like, you don't even know the story, and you should just keep your opinions to yourself, because you have no idea the challenges that most of these true divine feminines have overcome to be here now. It's ridiculous. We got a secret. So you're going to have, yeah, wherever you're going to a secret place. They won't be able to find you. It's a hidden realm. According to these curators and their buddies, Divine Feminine is going to go to a hidden realm where they won't be able to find her. And they were like, well, we'll find her. And Divine Masculine says, well, there's unlimited universes out there. They will not find you. And if they get close, God will just say, boop, and flip you into a slightly different space and place, and you won't even really be aware of it. It's just going to happen. You got divine protection now. These ones are never going to get into your space. They will never, ever take from you again. Never. That's a promise. You don't ever have to care for those people who stick knives in you, who RAPE you, who eat your children, all of that. They were bragging. So they were trying to dominate your foundation with conflict, and now there's a change because they were bragging in the past. The whole history, centuries, they were braggart, and they were bragging, and they were all dishonest. It was all a lie, and it's so obvious now. So they got to leave. They got to get out of your energy. They got to get out of your house. They cannot, because of the past. They were bragging about the past and the plans that they had. They thought they were so damn clever. And if they think the Divine Mother, that actual high-ranking Divine Mother, does not know about what they have done to her babies, they got to think again. Maybe they will lose the opportunity to think at all. Maybe their brains will be scrambled and they'll just be wandering around, helpless. Capable of writing a little cardboard sign on the corner of some street somewhere, only asking for money. I don't know. Gift. They're stressed out about the gift. You were the gift. They were bringing conflict to Divine Feminine, who has a victory here, and public recognition of the perfect state of balance and harmony that she brings to the world. They're stressed out because she was the gift. So she was too strong. She's coming into her Nine of Pentacles reward anyway, and they are overloaded because they've got to surrender their need to control that. They were tricked. They were tricked. Or they were trying to trick. They got to surrender the need to try to pull a fast one on somebody. Temperance angels, bringing a tower to them. Focusing on the lighter side of life. These ones are protesting. They're protesting your positive nature. They're protesting your pure intention. They're protesting your desire to improve the lives of your community. There's the truth here. Over the hard work and routine of this Knight of Pentacles, they're in doubt because your alliances are here. They're apologizing. They want to apologize. Maybe their alliances are in doubt, and now their alliances went to apologize. King of Pentacles is here regarding 10 of Cups, divine love. He's unsuccessful. He was not able to bring about a death. He might have gotten married to somebody with the intention of flipping and copycatting this Queen of Cups. He's under judgment. Whatever this magician is doing, he is seen. He's not able to bring a death to her. She's being welcomed into a safe space. This guy's a jerk. The magician wanted to flip the Queen of Cups. They're under judgment. They were doing it for gain. They're an imposter. They're not a real divine masculine. They didn't earn anything. They didn't put forth any work in order to produce or provide anything. They would get married to a divine feminine, promise total love and support, and then they would flip and copycat, bringing about a sacrificial death to this divine feminine for profit. But now she's free and moving into an opportunity. Yeah, moving forward. Those people who were prideful, their pride has been flipped. Their mental body, it was all an imagination. Everything in the history was an imagination. They're not laughing now. They're not laughing now. Because you're leaving. You've got your freedom and you're leaving. This is negative entertainment. Negative entertainment. They're like, whoa, this isn't what was supposed to happen. And now they're uncertain about the work that they've been doing. It's like, oh no, you know. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. It was supposed to happen some other way. But it didn't. They allowed themselves to be led by their carnal nature. They did not follow their heart, and they did not have any kind of morals or ethics or honor or respect for the mother, the giver of life. They did not care. They did everything they could to just defile and degrade her. These aren't fathers, brothers, uncles, grandpapas, leaders. They're not. They're red-running, brutalizer, hoe bag thieves is what they are, and they're presenting themselves as men, and it's disgusting. I don't think they should have the opportunity to be in that man suit and wielding that phallus as a weapon. I just don't think they should be able to do that. I keep telling the Most High God, Mother, Father, God, Goddess that. I just don't think that. I think they should lose that opportunity. They have defiled and degraded the Heavenly Father, and they have done their very best to destroy the reputation of the Supreme Father, and that's just wrong, and they should lose the opportunity to present as men. Or women. They should not have the opportunity to be in a human suit. That's my opinion, and I feel quite happy and free to express that. Money. They're going away. They were lying about people. They were lying about this Empress, and they were doing it for money. They told slanderous lies. They blasphemed her name. They were rolling in the hay doing sex magic with their copycat hoe bag, and they were calling the actual Divine Mother a prostitute. So there has been some research done on this Empress. There's no empathy. Actually, she has no care for these people anymore. There's some kind of an enterprise, or maybe there's a foresight, like in the future they will not receive any empathy. Those sweet dreams, those comfortable days, those peaceful, comfortable moments, they're going to be secret. These ones can't tap into it or participate in it or have any kind of benefit from it whatsoever. They got to go deal with their own chaos, man. That chaos that she had to survive in order to gain this wealth. Yeah, they got to go do whatever they got to do. All that King of Pentacles and this Ten of Cups, that's all belongs to her. Service. Ooh, we got a secret service. She could be guarded. Her sweet dreams could be guarded by a secret service. Ooh, she might be protected by the secret service. They wanted control over her foundation, her house. They wanted control over her house. They came into her house to be nurtured and cared for, and they turned it into a bloodbath, a freaking battleground. They wanted to destroy her and kick her out of her own house. They were bragging about it in the past. They laughed about it when they told me. They laughed, and they were bullying me one day in the mental. Your family's been fueling this illusion for centuries. They laughed and laughed and laughed like it was going to continue, and they were bragging about it in my head, telling me my prayers weren't working, you know, that nobody cared, that this has been going on for centuries. The children that I heard screaming for their father, daddy, daddy, while these masculines were brutalizing them. Some of those people out there, they have no idea the torture that runs through some of our minds that we have to maintain balance with in order to move beyond that and then reach, you know, the divine with this information. It's horrible. What the information and the knowledge that some of us have brought forth so that the Most High God, Goddess, can see firsthand testimony, the truth. And then some people say, well, then why didn't you help them? And it's like, you know, well, you first have to help yourself. If you can't maintain inner balance when you're listening to that kind of stuff, then you're your whole soul will fracture, and you won't even be able to help yourself. So it's like you can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. You've got to do this. You've got to do this. In moments such as this, you've got to bring a sense of perfect harmony in yourself so that you can then move forward and hopefully be able to do something about what is happening, right? And that's where we find ourselves now. There's a change here. They were bragging in the past about this conflict that they were bringing to Divine Feminine, how they were prostituting her energy. They were going into her dream space and harvesting, and using her energy, her beautiful divine energy, to perform forbidden magic. And then they would present that to the Most High God as though it was her, because it had her signature all over it, and whoever was doing it was wearing a mask as her. So it's like these ones now, they want to say, these copycats, they want to say, now they want to take that story and say that it was their story. Of course, they've done that. That's all they know. And I know they're out there watching right now, but they're not an empress. They'll never be an empress. They'll be this. Always. And worse. So now we've got Hope and Merchant. They had hoped to prostitute the mother. They've done it plenty of times in the past, and they've bragged about it. This was their intention. They were lying on the mother. They wanted the money that came with this mother. Rather than be nurtured by her, they wanted to take all the wealth from her and just have a party. They didn't want to be cared for, and they didn't want to care for anybody. Now they're stressed out because they did not realize just how powerful this gift is that resides inside this Divine Mother figure. Old woman. There's an old woman who's just stressed out. Got a lot of stuff going on inside her head. All that mental magic is coming back on her. All that forbidden mental magic is coming back on her. She could be totally stressed out. She's not going to get the reverse aging. She's not going to get your life of luxury. They need to surrender their need to control. Your Nine of Pentacles. You're too strong. They were trying to trick people and cast an illusion using this forbidden magic. But you're a temperance angel and you maintain perfect harmony inside of yourself. And they're mad. Look, they're going on a journey. They're leaving. You're leaving. Everybody's leaving. You're gonna go get married. You're gonna go get married. You're a consistent temperance energy is bringing a tower to this. You choose to focus on the lighter side of life. You're always positive. You always have pure intentions. You want to improve life for your immediate space and however that moves into the community. These ones are protesting their own inadequacy. They're upset. They couldn't flip you into South Node. They can't stop thinking about this wife. This could be somebody that married you in the past and flipped you. They flipped you in the past and they're under judgment. In the past, they flipped you for profit, for gain. They were an imposter. This prideful person, all up in their thoughts about this wife, who is an Empress temperance angel. She was too strong. They thought she was a dime a dozen. Easy freaking target. She's so gentle. She's so kind. She's not a warrior. We just stick her down there. It'll be easy. The truth is out about the hard work and routine of this Knight of Pentacles. What they've been doing for money. They're having doubt because your alliances are on their ass, and it could be that their alliances are having doubt. They want to apologize now. They're like, whoa, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know who you were having as target. We didn't know. And it's like, you know what? That's beside the damn point. The point is that that's the energy that they felt the most comfortable in. They thought it was perfectly fine to do this kind of a thing to the Divine Feminine, whether she was divine or not. This is who they are, and this is what they add to the foundation, and they thought it was perfectly fine. They didn't see any wrong. I mean, it doesn't matter that it's her, and they didn't know it was her. It's wrong to do this to anybody. Lover. There could be a lover here apologizing. They did not get their wings. They might want to, there's a lover who did not get their wings, and they want to apologize. They got alliances that are in doubt. This lover did not gain their wings. Maybe they want to apologize for clipping wings, for flipping queens. King of Pentacles here regarding a Ten of Cups. We've got success in the reverse. We've got death in the reverse. So he's unsuccessful in bringing a death to this Divine Feminine. Welcome, pleasure seekers. She provided a safe space for pleasure seekers. This freaking King of Pentacles got a divine loving union with a Queen of Cups so that he could provide a safe space for pleasure seekers, but he was unsuccessful. He was not able to bring a death to her. What a slut. I can't stand it. Excuse my language. I never say that word, but it just came right out. What a foul, funky effer. An imposter, magician, forbidden magic against a divine mother figure in this world. They cursed the mother in all of her aspects, and they stole everything that she needed to nurture her family and herself. And then they pranced around like they were the successful ones. They're the leaders. They're the ones who make the money, but they don't nurture nothing, and they don't give the Divine Mother what she needs to properly nurture. They don't provide her with a proper, stable foundation in order to raise good, moral, kind children. They just totally mess things up. Taught everybody to go out and be a freaking murderous hoe bag. And they thought it was so much fun. It was a great idea. Waiting. The imposter is waiting. They're under judgment. You're free, moving into a Four of Wands community. Yeah, you're moving forward. And in the history, those who were messing with the imagination, their pride has been flipped. They are no longer proud pride. There's nothing to laugh about. They're entertainers, actors, actresses, and they're feeling very negative right now. Now they want to, they're praying, they're asking for forgiveness from the gift. Or they're asking for forgiveness for what they've done to the gift. This gift, Queen of Cups, came in to love, nurture, promise, to help transmute the dense energies within the unit. And instead they flipped her and they embraced foul, dense energy. It's where their heart was at. Enemy. Your enemy is in despair because you are seen as innocent and faithful. There's somebody sick, and there's a widower here. They're losing their wife, they're losing their husband. They're sad because everything is they're suffering a great misfortune. Why? Because that fortune belongs to you, Divine Feminine. And there's a friend getting a letter. This is over. This is death. Joy will be returned to the house of Divine Feminine. These false people are sighing because there's a young woman, or there is a return to youth for a woman, and love, young love. The Lord is here in reunion with this wife, with this Empress. And these ones are going to prison. And they're surprised. This soldier priest, thief, is surprised. All the secrets are coming up out of the water. They're sick about it. They're sick about the conversations going around about this servant and what they've been doing to the mental body with people. This sweetheart is being celebrated. There's cheerfulness here. Congratulations. Congratulations. This scholar, foe, this enemy is getting the message. Consistency. You're consistent. And so were they in their brutalization, in their intention of destroying she who made their life worth living. Now these pleasure seekers are losing every form of pleasure. All of their, I got the dream last night. So there was a masculine and a feminine spooning, have an sex, and when he ejaculated, she pulled away, like in pain, and pulled from herself a stone, a rock. It was about 1 inch long, 1/2 inch wide. It was square corners all the way around, and I don't know what was going on, but it caused her great pain. And I asked Spirit Divine, why would I see this? And I got the message that their pleasure that they've been using to harm others is now pain. All their pleasure is now pain. However that shows up, I don't know. But their pleasure has turned to pain. And it could be never-ending pain, never-ending failure. Like whatever they do now is going to fail. Every single thing that they do fails. Because Divine Feminine was offering a safe space to these people. And this guy was taking advantage of it. He's like, oh yeah, come on, bro hoes, let's go have a party. My flipped and copycatted wife just gave me a big old house. We got lots of room. Let's have orgies. Whatever. Filth. Filth in the house, wearing a pretty smile, speaking proper words. Divine Feminine is entering a new phase. She's getting her life of luxury. She's getting her wish come true. These ones are worried about it. They're at risk. They're going away. They lied for money. We're going in a new direction. We're going in a new direction. Whatever this curriculum was, it's over. We're going in a new direction. The Empress is here. They're doing research. It could be overseas. She could be protected by the Secret Service. Her sweet dreams are protected by the Secret Service. These ones are these thieves that have been stealing from her, creating war and conflict with her. She no longer has empathy for them. She does not care. I think she's released them to God. She's released them to the Most High Mother, Father, God, Goddess. She's like, they're yours. I don't know what. And it wasn't so much that she released them, it's that she was released from the burden of them by the Divine, who stated, never give it back, you will never give it back. And then, that was like over a year ago, and then all this stuff happened, and it's like they're taking everything back. Everything back that they had taken from this Empress, it's all coming back. They will not keep any of it. And they are going to receive pain for their pleasure now. Because pain is what they gave her. While speaking proper words. I love you, I love you. They're making preparations. They're the new fodder. They're the new fodder. It doesn't matter whether they like it or not. That's the way that it is. Spoken by the Divine, and they're much greater than these ones who use forbidden magic. If they think the Most High doesn't know about this forbidden magic and how to counter it, then they're sadly mistaken. The illusions only last so long. And even in my younger years, I had a job, and it was disturbing to me because it was a company that had nepotism in it. So they would hire their family members, and their family members would just sit around with big bags of potato chips and a big 2-liter bottle of Coke, and they'd just sit there and drink their drink and munch on their snacks, and they wouldn't work. They would just sit there and talk. And I would be so upset because it's like I would do 3 times the work of these people, you know? That's how it is. And I have no idea where I was going with that. Preparations, they were bragging about the past. Well, that's, I guess, the thing. They were here and they were doing nothing except causing, not only were they not producing, they were distracting others from producing. Insight. So you were that little golden nugget that they trapped. and that they trauma bonded with, and that they tortured throughout the centuries. You were the golden nugget. You were the one that was making their life worth living. You were the gift. And they sacrificed you. But there was a heaven inside of you. So whatever they sacrificed you to could not keep you. They didn't do this. It didn't work out. They couldn't make whatever this nastiness was that they were sticking on you to try to flip you for gain. It didn't stick because you're this energy. Because of your consistent work to remain positive, to focus on the lighter side of life. You did not get sucked down into South Node misery, and they could not stick it to you. So you're the little golden nugget that came out, and it's like, yeah, look at all these things that they did. When that bridge connection was rebuilt at this particular time, designated by the Most High Divine, all of the truth came out. I guess it was planned this way. There had to be, like, these ones did some curses and some bindings, and like it's a cycle. Like, it has to be done every so often. From what I'm gathering from the experiences and from what I'm witnessing, is that it goes in like cycles, like 7-year cycles or however many cycles. But there was a cycle that had to come to a close in order for this to elevate and be seen, and it happened. And these ones knew that it was going to happen, and that's why they really tried significantly to flip. But you were too strong. Your gifts of the soul were too strong. Your connection with the divine was too strong, and God wasn't going to let you go. God wasn't going to let you go. You're getting the fruits of your labor. You're going to get rest. What did they say? Rest and relaxation are your compensation. You're not going to have to worry about somebody coming in and fighting with you, stealing from you. You're protected by the Secret Service. Wherever you are in your hidden realm, you will have this Secret Service protection. These ones are messed up. You're going to go on a journey, or they're going on a journey. Everybody's getting separated here. There's a wedding here for you. A new wedding. Displacement. Somebody was tricked. They were trying to trick you. They have to surrender their need to control the divine feminine mother figure. We got temperance angel. Your temperance, your ability to maintain balance in this circumstance has brought them a tower. Your positivity, your pure intention, your willingness to focus on the lighter side of life, your ability to bring a perfect state of harmony and balance into your world. You're this wife. Whoever your husband is, he's kicking ass. God's kicking ass. And they're not able to dominate you. They're upset. These haughty people are all upset. They're protesting. There's a tower here. The truth is out. The truth is out. The absolute truth is out over the routine of these knights and what they were doing in order to gain pentacles. Their alliances, or whoever's been working with them, are having doubts. They want to apologize for clipping the wings of their lovers. communication. They might be wanting to communicate. King of Pentacles was getting a Ten of Cups divine love union. He did it because he wanted to welcome, he wanted to bring us a welcome, safe place for these pleasure seekers. Hey, let's have a party. But he was unsuccessful in bringing about a death to this wife. He's a magician, and he was doing forbidden magic in order to flip this divine feminine and then replace her with a copycat. He's under judgment for doing this for profit. This is the conclusion of this type of behavior. There's no more doing this. This imposter is waiting. They weren't who you thought they were. This is just a freaking parasitical entity who came in from what is this, a Martian or something? Some freaking wackadoodle posing as a man or a woman, whatever. Marriage is supposed to be a sanctuary. It's supposed to be a closed loop, circle of power between two people. They violated this sacred connection in so many ways, so many times. Stealing the seeds of abundance from Divine Feminine. She was here to grow a garden. They plucked up all of her seeds and decided to have an F-fest, a little fest. They're an imposter. They're under judgment for flipping Divine Feminines for profit. And this is the end of it. They're under judgment. And there was somebody wanted to set the record straight. These are brown hats. These are brown hats who use forbidden magic. Nobody's ever talked about the brown hats. They're always talking about the white hats or the black hats. And blah, 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 everybody's fighting, everybody's fighting. Everybody was kung fu fighting. So now we've got the brown hats are being exposed for what they are doing. They're an imposter. They might even pose as a white hat or a black hat, but they're definitely a brown hat. A heart bond. Yeah, they're waiting. This imposter is waiting on a heart bond, and it could be your heart bond. Divine Feminine is getting a new bond here, moving forward in it. Whoever this is that's been playing with your mind in the past, their pride has been flipped. They are hurting right now. That's not a laughing matter. This is an actor or an actress, and they were being very, very negative. Their intentions were not clear. They didn't actually care about anything. They're pleading their case to this gift. But this gift does not care about them anymore. They will not be receiving anything from this mother figure anymore. They're over. They're done. It's it. They have completely violated, traumatized, tortured, tried to stick in the dark for eternal suffering this beautiful mother figure who is here to love them, to cherish them, to lift them, to guide them, to support them, to help them be more than they were before. And they chose lust, and they chose to be a whore. A forbidden magical whore. Flaunting themselves as though they are men and women of God, and they simply aren't. Just because they got expensive threads in their beautiful suits doesn't mean that their soul or their heart are pure at all. In fact, I would shy away from anybody in nice threads. That's a sure sign. They've been doing something shady, man. They've been doing something shady. Yeah, they want consolation because they've been dressing up in this upside down perspective, casting illusions, doing mirror magic on people, stealing their gifts, stealing their identity, flipping them into South Node, accusing them of their debauchery, and then falsely convicting them as men and women of God with this illusion for centuries. Now they want to apologize to the gift. Their pride is hurt. And it's not, there's nothing to laugh about. This is negative entertainment. It's not fun. Whoever this actor or actress is, they're not laughing now. They're not laughing now. They were bragging in the past, but they're not laughing now. And nobody seems to care, especially not this divine feminine. She does not care one bit. It's like, you know what? You're going to have to go deal with the new foundation keepers. This secret service here, this secret service that is protecting the Empress's foundation now, yeah, they need to go talk to them. And they need to go talk to God. There's no more dominating this wife. This is a high-value, beautiful Empress, and they have tried their best to destroy her world, her house, and the house of her husband. This is over. They are a negative influence, and they were just here playing while they forced this person into isolation, while they hid this person. And they were playing around, causing upheaval with ghosts, turning her house into a battlefield. So now there's a commitment for protecting the children of this sacred space. Things are changing. You're coming into your days of luck, your life of luxury, and these people, there's a memory here of mischief and battle. So there's a record of it. It's been revealed. And not just this, many life cycles, and not just that. It could be that throughout history that you've come in to do this, to walk into the trap and to repeat these cycles of abuse so that you could gather the information necessary at the time of such days like this, when the activation occurs and then the bridge is mended, and then God finds out, what did you find there, daughter? What did you find? And then you bring it forward and you say, okay. And then they're like, whoa, freaking wrath. You're getting wrath, buddy. You're getting freaking wrath. This routine in the community, over and back roll, over and freaking back roll. So they were like pretending that they were chosen or whatever, and then they were crossing the half-court line. They were going the over and back rule, and this is what the enemies stated themselves. It's a simple over and back rule. You pretended that you were for God, but then you were going over there to the other side, to these other forces that were supposedly with you, and then you would come back, you would hurt people with that, and then you would come back to God and say, protect me, these evil people. Look at all of them, orgy, prostitute, forbidden magic bullshit, where they were harvesting the energy out of these beautiful divine beings and doing baneful magic with this forbidden magic, and then they were coming back and asking God for protection from these ones who were doing it, right? A whole community of people are now in grief. They're resisting. They were bringing resistance. They could be resisting this. But this territory full of gifts, it belongs to you. And these who were mimicking you are anticipating. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen to them anymore. And they're afraid. They're at risk because everything that they're sending to you is falling off. It won't stick. It's not sticking. This disgusting stuff, they're using pleasure, their own pleasure in SEX whatever magic, to bring pain to others. It's rolling right off of you, and they're going to get pain for it. They're going to get pain for it because they're being observed and they're receiving a warning. You know, these people at a distance who work and who team up together to do these kinds of things, they're being warned. This is part of that warning. That this Empress has grown and achieved great things, the impossibility according to her enemies, and she's free. She's free from the trickery, from those whose nature is trickery and self-interest. She's free of them. Why? Because she remained balanced while she was being scavenged. And these scavengers are now, these scavengers of the night are now experiencing wrath. This is their true, deserved reward. And you're soaring, you're leaving, you're flying high. You have graduated from an impossible task, an impossible life path. You survived it. And all of these distractions within the sacred space have been exposed. So there's a lot of folks that were in the sacred space, copycats and frauds, you know, that have been dressing up in flipped Queen of Cups energies and memories. They've been exposed. They're being evicted. Those who were curious about anomalies going into their house or projecting into their house, effing with their mind, stealing their thoughts, their memories, their intellectual property, watching them while they sleep, harvesting off of them, pretending that they were this while they dressed up in the energy of, they're in grief. They're being released. They're being released from the anomaly. The anomaly does not have to have anything to do with them anymore. And this is beautiful, man. I love this. There's a secret service out there protecting this Empress. That's the message that I have for you right now. I hope that it brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew, and I will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.